Look, I used to be the one who said, why would you need a Kindle when you can have a physical book and enjoy the experience and smell the books and smell the pages? Now I have a Kindle. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about all things Kindle, and if you hear my voice, yes, I am sick. I'm still here. I made it here, so I think I get 10 points for that. So I recently got a Kindle. Honestly, I could not wait to unbox it for this video because I already waited like 3 days for it to get here, and I was like, I can't. But I do have some footage of me opening it for another video, so here's that. So here's a little fake unboxing from me. Oh my god! Oh, whoa, this is so cool! So I have the Kindle Paperwhite, and I didn't know what generation it was when I ordered it. It is generation 12, which I think is the latest one. So I was actually going to get the Color Soft, but I realized two things. One, it hasn't been released yet. People who are showing you the Kindle Color Soft is because they were sent the packages. That's why you see it. And I was like, oh. Second, it is so much more expensive. I thought the reason, first of all, let's get into this. The reason I wanted a Kindle in the first place was because I was just having an issue when I was sleeping and reading that I just wasn't comfortable, you know, having a physical book in my hand. And I like to really cozy up and, you know, put the blankets on me and just be a millisecond away from sleeping. So having a physical book was not really helping me in that sense. So I said, I think for that I need a Kindle. And if that is the only reason I am wanting a Kindle, then I think the Color Soft is just not the smart way for me to buy something so expensive just to read in bed, you know? So we left that and I got this in a sale. So we're going to be talking about a few things in this video. One is going to be my unboxing experience and in depth of why I got a Kindle. We'll go through my Kindle, show you all my settings, all the books that I have, all the books that I got from Kindle Unlimited, and anything if I would recommend to you. Using Kindle Unlimited in the Middle East, going through the decor of my Kindle, and sharing any pros and cons I have and how this little bad boy changed my life. So let's go. So as I mentioned, I got the Kindle Paperwhite generation 12. I saw so many videos before I made this purchase. I love buying electronics, and so I have this phase whenever I'm buying an electronic that first I'm going to do the pre-research, which is obviously researching before I buy something. I did that, then I bought the Kindle, and then I kept watching Kindle videos until this thing was on my doorstep, because I just like keeping that hype up. It's kind of like the Taylor Swift The Eras tour, but for electronics for me. So I did that. That was exciting, and when I took it out, it was heaven. It was literal heaven having this in my hand. But I also went straight downhill very quick when I realized that I couldn't have Kindle Unlimited because I live in the Middle East in UAE. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I waited almost 1 week for this thing to be with me, waited 3 days for the delivery to happen, and then I get this in my hand, and then it tells me Kindle Unlimited is not available in my region. Like, excuse me? So I spent 1 hour fully panicking, got on the phone with Amazon. That's to the extent that I went. And yeah, he was just so casually like, oh yeah, it doesn't work in your region. And I was like, what do you mean it doesn't work in my region? I just bought an expensive device and you're telling me I can't use it? So after having a couple of breakdowns and doing my own research and going onto Reddit, I realized there are loopholes, and I was able to do that. So let me share that with you, because one thing I saw was that no one was straightforward sharing how to get Kindle Unlimited when you're not living in a country that doesn't serve that. And so it took me so long. So I'm gonna make it straightforward for you so that you don't have to go through what I went through. Oh, my sickies. So basically what I did was created an Amazon account on Amazon UK website with my UK details because I used to live there. So I just had, you know, an address to put in, and you can put in any address you want. And then that's all they ask. Then you add in your payment details. It doesn't need to be from the UK. Again, no one clarified this on any video for me. So it doesn't need to be a UK card. And my friends, then you enjoy the rest of your life with Kindle Unlimited. So that was my experience unboxing the Kindle. And as I mentioned, why I got this Kindle was because of that better sleeping position in bed. And since I've got this, it has been great. I have been tucked into bed, just like all cozied up, and I just get to put this over here and then just read it. It's amazing. You should try. Oh, and let me tell you, since I got this Kindle, I haven't picked up a physical book. My TBR still has 4 books in it. So, and I also thought a Kindle would be helpful for when I want to take smaller bags with me outside. I can just carry the slim Kindle thing, because usually when I'm keeping my books in my bag, like something will happen to the pages. Either the cover will like start folding, or the papers will start folding and crumpling, and it just hurts my heart every time I take out my book from my bag and it's like not in the condition I put it inside. So I was like, you know what, maybe just for traveling purposes and just going out for an hour or two, maybe I take this thing so that I am not hurting my books and my feelings. Okay, now let's go through my Kindle and okay, I'm so excited. I am currently reading, this is my current read, Cruel Winter with You. I am just in the December winter vibes. And this is surprisingly, I think this is a very short book because I'm already 80% of the book done and I have just 20 minutes left of the book. And I started this yesterday and I'm not that fast of a reader. Anyways, that is not the point of the segment. Right, so I'm gonna open my Kindle. It opens to the page I was reading. Let's go back. These are all the books that I have in my Kindle library so far. So some of the books I've read is All About You, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, and I have some of the books that I have the physical copies of right now in my TBR. I have added them onto this just so I can read the physical copy as well as this at night. You know, does that make sense? Yes, it does. So on this Kindle, you can keep 20 books from Kindle Unlimited. So if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, you can have 20 books each time, which I think is more than enough. And you know, unless you're like, I don't know, Sonic the Hedgehog, I think 20 is a good enough number to have. And one thing I love about this is that you can change the font, the layout of the pages, and also how the text is shown to you so you can read much faster. There's also a dark mode. I'm sorry, I love for everyone who uses dark mode on their iPhones. I think this is perfect. And there's also, you can schedule the warmth of your Kindle. My voice is just getting worse. Just so the light of the Kindle doesn't affect your eyes that much. So you can schedule that. I have mine scheduled from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. You can do yours as you want. There's also a Bluetooth button, which I've never used, but I think it is for when you're listening to audiobooks. You can attach it to your headphones and then listen to it. I don't listen to audiobooks, so you know, I wouldn't know, but that's what I'm guessing is it's for. There's an airplane mode. There's a sync mode, which I think is for when you're syncing it to Goodreads or Fable. So I have my Kindle linked to my Goodreads, and then obviously you have your settings. And when I was seeing these videos, I actually saw one girl mention that she had her Kindle attached to her Goodreads, but whenever she would finish a book and rate it over here on her Kindle, it would not go to her Goodreads immediately, and sometimes it just wouldn't go at all, period. So I just checked mine yesterday and it actually did get connected to my Goodreads immediately. It works for me, so I guess it just depends on Kindle to Kindle. And I also have the time shown on my book, so when I'm reading, when I first got this Kindle, I was just reading. Like I wouldn't stop and I didn't know how to stop and when to stop. So I thought maybe having the time there would be beneficial just so I don't go past my bedtime. As for the layout, I haven't really changed much of it. So I go to the font and then I have it on custom, which is current theme. So I haven't really changed the theme. It's what it came with. For the font, I have Bookerly. I don't have it bold. Ooh, you can do that? I didn't know. Oh. You can change the boldness of the font. Size I have is 6. I increased it just a little bit. And as for the layout, I have it in obviously vertical. You can also do this in landscape, which I'm sorry, if you want to read it like that, I would not in any world read a book like that. But if you do, you know, go ahead. For margins, it's just the normal one. And for spacing, I have just a little bit. And in more, you can choose if you would like to see the reading progress of your book, like how many minutes or hours left for you to read the book. So I have that on because I love that. That is what keeps me motivated to read. And I have the show clock while reading. Mentions. Oh my god, when you're reading a book and you want to highlight it, first of all, you can highlight, you know, a quote. So if I were to highlight something, I could highlight it just as you would do on a normal book. Then there's a clippings page where everything isn't saved and then you can see all your highlights. Honestly, I do not like the way your highlights are written in that clipping section because it just seems very messy and I don't know, it doesn't make it look that special. So I would love if the Kindle people did something to that to just cutify the clippings page because it just seems very, very boring, and so I don't feel like going back and reading the quotes that I highlighted. But anyways, you can do that. You can highlight your quotes. And yes, the main point that I was actually going to talk about was that when you are reading and if there's a quote that many people have highlighted on their Kindle, you will see that. It will literally say 1,000 people highlighted this and it will underline that quote, which is amazing because it makes you feel like you're really in a community and a book community. It's just like, oh my god, so many people resonated with what I'm resonating with. Or it will make you like really think about that quote you just read and be like, why did everyone underline that? So that's really fun. And one of my favorite features, which I really was yearning for when I was reading a physical book, was having the dictionary. I am one who loves learning new words, but at times when I am reading on my physical book, I'm too lazy to go on my phone and search up the meaning. And I'm afraid if I do go up on my phone, I might just get distracted and go on TikTok instead. Because of that, I really stopped searching for the words that I didn't understand. But with this, you just click on the word, it will tell you the meaning. And if there's a word in a different language, it will translate it for you. I'm sorry, what else do you need? Reading fluffy rom-com and learning new words, I think that's a great deal. And one reason I really like this Kindle is because I can browse browse through books like on the Kindle itself, and I don't have to go onto my phone and Goodreads and Fable to search for new books that I want to read. So it's like a social media app for books, and I don't even have to open up my phone for that and get distracted. So I could just go to home, and there's literally so many books there. I can just browse through them. I try not to go on this page just because it makes me want to add so many books onto my library. It just makes me impatient, and I just want to read everything. I just want to read it, which is a good thing. As I mentioned, it just, this Kindle makes you want to read. It has so many features that you're like, you know what, I do want to read. So like right now, because it's almost December season, there's all winter themed books over here, and that is how I found the book that I'm currently reading. And then there's books that are recommended for you, most wished for a Kindle book, discover your next read, all tailored to your taste, because now Kindle knows what type of books you're reading, which is scary but also fun. There's so many books, I need to stop looking at them because I really feel like reading all of them right now. And something else I want to mention is the battery life of this. So when I got this, this uses the USB charger, which we all use for our laptop. So I actually didn't use the Kindle charger itself when I got this, and so when I charged it, it only charged till 70%, and I didn't pay much attention to that. My Kindle started dying a little faster, and I was like, I heard people say the battery life like lasts for weeks and weeks, and it's just been 1 week. Why are you dying? And so that's when I pulled out my Kindle charger and I plugged that in, and it charged in 30 minutes and it went to 100%, and I was like, finally. So there's nothing wrong with my Kindle, it was me and my charger. Just a tip, if you get this and you are charging it with another charger that is not made for the Kindle, that is probably why yours won't charge to the max. So now it's been almost a week on 70%, and it was on a full 100%. So I think this is gonna last me 2 more weeks. Let's do a quick tour of my Kindle cover. So I went through many like things like, oh my god, how do I want to decorate this, because I don't have stickers for this, and it will probably take a lot of time when I order it for it to get here, and I do not have the patience. So I just went over to Canva and I decorated my own Kindle cover, and honestly I think it's very cute. There was actually a lot of trial and error because it is a bit hard when you are trying to just make it the right size for this. So it took me an hour or so to get the layout right. It looks really cute. I have a pink pop socket and I have a magnetic one. It's really strong, so trust me, okay? It is a pop socket that is magnetic. So basically at times I'll remove it and I'll place it over here if I'm lying down, and you know, that is how I want to read, or like on the left side. So I have Hot Girls Read Thriller in my Kindle era. I have all the book tropes over here, and I actually also have a Taylor Swift reference. It's Me High, but it's hidden behind the pop socket, which is not fun. And now let's talk about some of the books that I would recommend you read from Kindle Unlimited. Also, I only had 30 days of free trial. People are having 3 months. I did not get that, which is just racism on another level. So I think it's only been 1 month of me having Kindle Unlimited. I just wanted to make sure I'm reading all KU books all that 1 month, just so I could really get the proper feel of, oh, do I want to continue with this or do I not? And that is the reason I haven't touched a single physical book. I read I've read 2 books in this 1 month so far, and I'm on my 3rd book currently, if I'm doing the girl math correctly. So usually I'm reading 3 to 4 books a month. If I have a Kindle, because I've already read 3 books, it is literally half the price of a physical book. Also, I did buy Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, but it was very, very cheap in comparison to the physical book. I think it's actually worth it because there are so many new books and new releases that haven't reached the UAE yet, and I really want to read, so I've added them to my Kindle, and so like I can read them. I don't have to wait like other people and other peasants, you know, to read a book. I can read it as it is released. It definitely has all the books that you would want. When I saw people saying that they don't have that much of a collection, it's like committed Kindle limited and not unlimited, I think that is wrong. I think it does have a good variety of books, and it definitely has all the book talk books. So if you're a person who reads book talk books solely and is very easily, like, you know, frequently inspired and influenced by book talk books, then I think you are literally set, because it has mostly, I think I would say, romance books that are trending these days on book talk. All of them are there, and so that in itself, it actually makes me want to read those, because I do want to read those books. And so having Kindle Unlimited, you can actually try a sample of the book as well, which I recently figured out, and I think I'm gonna try that. You can get like 30 to 40 pages of a book, and that will, you know, help you make the decision of whether you want to keep reading the book, buy it, or not buy it. And so if you are a new reader, this is literally, you do not even need to buy any physical books at all. You will have all the books you need on this thing. If you are a professional reader, as I like to say, like you read a lot and you've already read like more than half of the books that are published in this world, then it might be just a bit of a problem for you. There are some books that are on the original original price. So I would say for me, out of 100, I think 80 out of 100, it is worth it for me, 80%. So some of the books that I would recommend from Kindle Unlimited, first of all, is All About You. This is a new author, just came out with her debut novel. She's actually a fellow book talk friend of mine, and I read her book, gave it a 4-star. I absolutely love it. It's in Rivals, Childhood Enemies, Lovers. Absolutely love it. It's so sweet. So the next book is actually one I added and I haven't read yet, and it is The Woman Who Ran Away from Everything. It is literally as the book says. It is about a woman who ran away from all her problems. So I really resonated with that, and I just added it. So I think you would love it also, too. This has The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I have been hearing about that book everywhere, and so I just added it. So see, as I mentioned, all the book talk books you will find over here. Anything you're like, oh my god, they're reading it, I want to, you know, hop on that bandwagon, download it here. You will. You're already hopped. You're in the bandwagon. Ooh, and the book that I'm currently reading is Cruel Winter with You. It is definitely a December, winter, Christmas vibes book, and highly recommend. As I said, I'm 71% into the book. I am loving it. It really does give you those cozy vibes. They have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, the Christmas Fix, Lost in Lasso, Housemaid series. The whole Housemaid series is on the Striker, which I've seen many a book talk and booktubers read this book. It's a new book and it's on here. There is literally so much. If I scroll more, I will want to read everything, as I mentioned, so I'm gonna stop. But those are some of the book recommendations from Kindle Unlimited. Has the Kindle changed my life? Yes, it has. I am literally reading so much more. Before I got the Kindle, I actually was starting to become obsessed with my phone once again, and the black hole of TikTok was pulling me in, and I was just on my phone every time, just scrolling. But now that I have this one thing, ooh, yeah, I discovered a revelation. So you know, every time you're working, you have that urge to take a break and then just grab your phone and then scroll. Even though that is not a break, your brain is literally just like rotting even more. So I noticed since I got the Kindle, instead of grabbing my phone, I would keep this next to me, and when I needed a break, I would just pick this up and start reading. I noticed this was fulfilling my hands kind of need to pick up a device and to scroll, and instead I was just picking up my Kindle and reading, and I would read for 15 minutes straight and not notice where the time went, which is so much better than scrolling on TikTok for 15 minutes, and that just seems like 2 seconds. This allows you to spread your time and make sure you have a lot more time to get things done and stay productive. And another reason I love my Kindle is because once I finish a book, I can immediately start a new book. Sometimes I finish a book when I am outside or traveling or something and I don't have a second book, and then I have to, you know, that period of time I have to spend without a book scrolling on my phone, which is never fun. Because I have books on my library constantly, whenever I'm finished reading a book, I can literally just go on and start a new book, which is so fun. And if I don't like it, I can pause it and go to another book. If that is not perfect, I don't know what else is. This is not gonna bend or break. Hopefully, you know, unless you're throwing it. Why would you do that? And honestly, every day that I wake up, it just gives me a little bit more motivation. It just gives me a little bit more motivation to wake up in the morning and read from my Kindle. Am I getting teary-eyed? Am I gonna cry? No, that's just me being sick. As for the cons, there's not much. As I mentioned, it's only that the clippings page of my highlights I wish could be much more cuter. And any other cons, honestly, nothing. Maybe just that it may become a problem if you scroll too much on the books and buy everything, because this thing already has your card information. So if you want to buy something, you literally just tap and then it is with you. It's so simple. It doesn't even ask you like, oh, are you sure you want to buy this? No, you click it, it's yours. Quite dangerous. So those are all my thoughts on my Kindle. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Hopefully this gave you a bit of an insight of what the Kindle has done for a non-e-reader and turned me into an e-reader. So now it's my turn to turn you, and then you can turn someone else, and this will become a cycle, and then we'll all just be e-readers. But that doesn't mean you leave your physical books behind. This has its own space and time to read. These have their own, so give both of them equal love. Do not forget your physical books just because you have a Kindle, okay? That is me warning myself, because I haven't picked up a physical book in the last month. Like, it has been 1 month of me having this, and I do not regret buying it. It sounds like it, because it sounds like I'm about to cry. Hopefully I convinced you to become a Kindle girly as well. If I did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you already have a Kindle, let me know your thoughts, which Kindle you have, and if you are enjoying it so far. Make sure to follow me on all my social media channels to stay tuned to the videos I post every single week, and I will see you with or without my Kindle in the next video. Bye!